Hello, everyone. Welcome to Elevate Thursday. Today, we're talking about how to stand out from the crowd and attract your soul clients. So, this is a topic that is very near and dear to me because what I see a lot of soulful entrepreneurs is they're getting lost in all of the other people who are doing the same thing as them, right? You're not the only one who does what you do. So, you need to make sure that you've got a personal brand that is standing out from the crowd and is really authentically aligned to who you truly are. Okay, so I'm not about branding or making an identity that doesn't feel genuine to you. I'm more about what can we eke out from who you already are and eke out a really attractive soul client magnetizing brand so that you can stand out in the online space, right? Aloha for those who are joining me. Say hi. I would love to know that you are here. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Hi for those on Instagram. Aloha for those on Facebook. And for those of you on the replay. So what we're really talking about, as I alluded to before, is soul branding, right? This is an area, as I said before, that has a lot of it can have a lot of controversy, right? A lot of people either like it, love it, or do not love it, right? And I think the reason for this is that branding itself has had a really bad rap. And I say that especially for personal brands. That is what I work with my clients, is building their personal brand, because people feel that they're being inauthentic or they have to become something that they're not, right? Now, the way that I do, which is different to this, is that we really connect to your soul and we ask your soul, how would you like to communicate through me? Use me as the vessel of which we're going to create amazing things through our business and our work, right? So if you've been like, oh, I don't want to do my brand because it sounds so fake and icky and gross, we are not doing that, okay? We are creating something that is attractive to your soul clients by you being more and more authentic to who you truly are, right? There's also, I just want to clear up a few little things about branding as well before we dive into this. The other thing that I find that people get confused about in branding is that they think it's just logos and colors, right? It is so much deeper than that, right? What I work with my clients is their branding foundations. And what I mean by that are things like what is going to show up through the content that you create beyond your colors and logo. Branding is not about colors and logos. It is not just colors and logos. Your colors and logos represent something very much deeper than just colors and logos, right? They, and we're going to dive into that today about what they represent. Your brand, the way that I communicate this to my people is your brand is almost like a personality. Yeah. A personality, a feeling, an energy that people feel when they touch your brand. Okay. And when they touch your brand, what I mean by that is when they come into contact with you. So whether they come into contact with you via a Facebook post, an Instagram post, a live networking, or via your website or places like that, they're going to get a feeling, yeah, an energetic resonance that either pings with them or doesn't. Now, I'm talking about how to stand out from the crowd and attract your soul clients. So at the same time as this, our energy or the way that we make people feel are going to attract some people and repel others. And this is so good. Okay, we aren't here to please everyone. We aren't for everyone. I am definitely not for everyone. And it is so much easier to grow your business when you're really clear on the soul brand that you are embodying and you are communicating through all of your content and through all of the touch points, the places that your soul clients can find you and discover you. Yeah. And we want to make sure that we're attracting the right people to us. We're attracting the soul clients who love who we are, let us be genuine, and love us and our offers, and really can see the value in our energy and the offers that we give to the world. Okay. So firstly, how does a soul brand help you to stand out from the crowd? It differentiates you immediately, right? And if we think about a brand being a feeling that someone gets from your business, can you see how instantly you can have a different feeling from someone else who does exactly what you do? Okay. This is why we move away from marketing our services and our offers solely, and we really look about what are we bringing to the table? What are we personally bringing to the table? i.e., what is your brand bringing to the table that makes you far more attractive over people who do what you do? Okay. And how can you use your brand, your energy, the feeling people get from being in your spaces to magnetize those people closer to you? That is what we're diving into today. So say hello as you join me on Instagram. Say hi as you join me on Facebook. Aloha for those watching the replay. Any questions, please let me know. And I will come back, and I always answer all of the questions no matter when you comment, okay? So let us dive in. This is one of the first points that I get people to work on in their soul branding, right? What are your values? Pick the top 3 values that you stand by. Yeah. And are you effectively communicating them in your business? Right? So these also, like any of your brand, so your brand gets to change and evolve with you as well. Okay. Note number 1, this is why people go through rebranding. Yeah. So your values at this point in time, what are they? And are they being communicated? Knowing that your top 3 values can change. Okay. So I remember when I first started this and I was talking about my values, and one of my top values at the time was freedom of location. Like I really just wanted to have a lot of freedom of location. And I would talk about that in my business and go, if you want some of that, I'm all about that. So I'm teaching you how to have an online business so you can travel around. Now, I'm less like that. I've kind of slowed down, and I quite like being grounded and being in one place and then choosing to travel when I want to, but I don't want to be a digital nomad. Yeah. So at the start of my brand development, I was really talking about like location freedom, being able to take your computer wherever you go, like being able to work wherever you have a internet available. Yeah. Now I don't talk about that very much because my values have changed. Okay. What I find important to me, the top things that I find important to me have changed. And so just know that what you choose now doesn't always have to be the same. People, let's just take a step back here. People find creating their brand can be a really like intensive process that they have to go through, right? And they are so obsessed with getting it so right because they're like, if I don't get it right, I'm not going to stand out from the crowd and I'm not going to attract my soul clients, right? Here's the thing, as I keep saying, your brand gets to move and shift with how you move and shift, with how you evolve, because you are not a stagnant person. Yeah, you are a human being. You are a human being in evolvement. You are a spiritual being having a human experience that is constantly evolving and growing and changing. And so you don't have to get this perfect. You just need to get some kind of structure behind it. Start using your soul brand that you come up with now and let it change and evolve as you get more familiar with your audience and with yourself. Yeah. So, side note, let's come back to what I was saying, right? So what are your values? Are they being communicated? Choose the top 3 values that you have now and make sure that you are communicating these to your people. Yeah. Literally write a post on one of your values. Why is it so important? How do you infuse this into your business? Yeah. What this is doing is it is instantly attracting clients who have the same values as you. And it doesn't necessarily put people off, right? It doesn't exactly like repel. It's not one of those things. But it either has a neutral effect on those who aren't value aligned with you, or sometimes if your values are kind of like way off from someone, then yeah, they'll peel away, right? And as we said before, that's absolutely fine. We don't want people in our world who aren't totally soul aligned with us. We want to make sure that for our own satisfaction, we can talk about our values freely, and for them to, for our soul clients to feel like they're aligned to what it is that we are doing and what we are infusing in our business and our work. Yeah. So what are your top 3 values, and are you communicating them regularly to your people? Yeah. And regularly to audiences so that they know what you are all about. Remember, your brand is more than your colors and more than your logo, and it's about infusing a feeling into people. When we feel something, we either get more connected to that, or we kind of repel from that, okay? And so we are bringing in our values as a way to communicate what it is that we stand for, but also to ignite a feeling in our soul clients that brings them closer to us and our body of work. Yeah. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that is resonating. #resonate. And drop me your top 3 values into the comment box if you know them off the top of your head. Otherwise, you can go home and do some homework. Yeah. So what are your values? Are they being communicated? Remember that all of this gets to change and evolve as you go further along. Yeah. So one of my values, one of my current values? Okay, first thing, let's go back. I do this branding audit at least once a year, if not every 6 months, right? So when I was in a lot of state of change and evolvement, my brand changed very rapidly, okay? Now, this is not probably what most business coaches or mentors would say to you. They'd be like, stick with something and just go for it. But I felt that if I was to stay in a brand that was, say, 6 months old and I already moved on, it wasn't being in full integrity of who I am. So what I am inviting for you to do is to be brave, to trust that every time you evolve, you're allowed to evolve your brand, and that you will continue to keep some of your clients. Some of them will fade away, and then in that space, attracts the ones that are even more aligned to who you are right now. Yeah. So don't be afraid to change. So as I said before, one of my first values I used to talk about a lot was freedom of location. That is less so now. Now, one of my values that I've been really checking in, it's usually in the middle of the year and the end of the year or the start of the year that I do a kind of a brand audit. And what I mean by brand audit is not necessarily my colors or logos. I don't really care too much about that, to be honest. What I care more about is the feeling that people are coming into my spaces. So when I think about what are one of my values now, what do I communicate the most? For me, one of my values is growth. Yeah. Not even growth. It's like growth into more awareness, growth into more conscious awareness. So really diving more into the personal development side, even though I'm a business coach, right? For those of you who know me, you know that I'm more than a business coach. I teach you some strategy, but we really talk about energy and mindset, which is all of the personal growth and the spiritual development that you can have when you are growing your business. Yeah. So one of my big values is personal growth. I don't want to stay stagnant. I want to evolve into my full potential. And so I am always learning. I'm always changing. I'm always evolving. And because of that, I also bring that to the table with my clients. I do not want them to stay the same. I want them to evolve into the best version of them that they can become. I want them to reach their potential. Yeah. So this is one of the values that I have been really pushing on and communicating lately through my social media. I've been like, and also because it's come so naturally, I've had feedback from these clients like this year that the personal development side of what they have done with me in the journey, which is my 12-month immersion, and my first cohort are coming to the end of their year, a lot of them have responded that it has been the biggest year of growth in their personal life ever. Yeah, and also grown in their business, which is pretty cool. And so I know that that is a reflection of one of my values. I don't sit around and just decide that this is it. I am done. I'm done growing, and I'm not going to evolve or change anymore. I've never been that sort of person. I've always craved more and more depth, more and more towards this unlimited space, this limitlessness, this potential of myself on a mental and spiritual level. Yeah. So what are your values? Are they being communicated? Because they're super attractive to the right people, to your soul clients. Yeah. Now, the second thing that I talk about, that I think is important in terms of creating an attractive, magnetic, standout soul brand for you is asking this question: what is iconically you? What is iconically you? Now, iconically you can be anything, okay? So a lot of people use imagery as as a way to be iconic, okay? So for example, I'm thinking of Pink. She had pink hair, right? That was kind of like her iconic thing, right? A lot of people use, as I said, imagery to create an icon look. However, what is iconically you doesn't have to be the way that you look or the way that you're presented. Okay. What can be iconically you is also maybe a part of your personality that is a little bit quirky, a little bit weird, a little bit out of the box. And you get to lean on that even more. Okay. So I'm trying to think about what is iconically me. And I probably have a few things. One of them is probably I'm outspoken. I am very challenging to some people, and I don't apologize for that. The more iconic thing, the thing that probably makes me stand out the most is the fact that I'm not afraid of swearing. Okay. So at the very start of my journey as a spiritual entrepreneur, I didn't think it was very appropriate to drop the F bomb or to say shit or anything like that, right? I was just like, oh, that's not really kind of allowed in the spiritual space. However, as I started going along, I realized that that was kind of like part of my self-expression. And now there are people in my audience who are going, I've just been waiting for you to drop the F-bomb, Nick. Like it's like an iconic part of my personality that I've now kind of lent on, right? I just let it flow. So what is iconically you? What kind of sets you apart from everyone else? Now, of course, as I said before, it can be an image. There could be a way that you style yourself. And a lot of people use that. Personally, my style changes a lot, or I don't really feel like I have an iconic expression way that I want to express myself through clothes or makeup or hair or anything like that. I've never seriously been interested in that stuff. So it's not really my bag to do it that way. You can do it that way though, right? Or you can look at what is iconically you in terms of your personality. What do you want to lean on? What do you want to push more of? Like, what do you want to use as the thing that makes you stand out from the crowd? Yeah. Let me know. If you already know what is iconically you, drop it into the chat box. And if you don't, just go, I'm going to have to think about that. Okay. As I said, you can take this all home with you. You can do some homework around this, do some brainstorming about your soul brand. The next thing that I would like to talk about is your soul-led mission. So this is, yes, this is something that you get to communicate, but equally it's something that you get to live every single day. Now, we're getting a little bit deep on this. Like, I actually have a whole course on soul-led branding, a 6-week course, a 6-part course that you can take if you desire to dive deeper into this soul-led branding area. But let's just quickly chat about this point. What is your soul-led mission? Do you know? What is your purpose in this lifetime? How are you achieving that through your business? Yeah, that's the vision part. And are you living your soul-led mission? Are you living it? I.e., are you being in integrity with it absolutely all the time? This is alignment. And alignment, when we are living what we're saying we're doing, yeah, when what we're saying we're doing is what we're actually living. So when our words match our actions, that is powerfully magnetic. Yeah. So what is your soul-led mission? What is the crux of it? And are you living that daily? And if you're not, you need to check yourself up on that, yeah? Equally, you want to communicate this to people, yeah? Why? Because, again, it attracts your soul clients. It attracts those who also resonate deeply with your soul's mission. And it kind of pushes away the ones who don't, or people are just neutral about it, okay? But the ones that are really attracted to it, they come closer to you. And when your audience becomes closer to you, they're more likely to want to engage with you and your work, yeah? So what is your soul-led mission? Now, my soul-led mission hasn't changed for a long time because I finally got clear on it. As I said before, if you are just diving into your soul-led brand, this can take a few iterations and you'll start to learn more and more. And then it starts to become very solid as to why you are here. Now, my soul-led mission is to bring more peace and harmony into the world. And I admit, I do not do this perfectly, yeah? However, I try my darndest to bring it out in my every single day life and every action that I do, so that I am really living what I'm saying that I am creating. Yeah. So how do I create this in my business? Yeah, because you go like, how does How are you as a soulful business coach creating peace and harmony in the world? Like, that's so far apart. Let me tell you how it works, okay? So for me, how I create peace and harmony in the world, the big goal through the business that I do, yeah, that's a little lens of how I do that, is that each and every single person who works with me is encouraged to bring out more and more of their authentic self. And this is done by deeply loving and accepting themselves for who they are and who they want to become, stepping into who they want to become. And I know that the more that you love yourself deeply and you accept yourself for who you are and who you're going to become, you are so satisfied with life and you drop into deep peace and gratitude for you and your own experience. And when you feel that, the ripple effects of how you interact with the world become more peaceful and harmonious with others. And so therefore, if I could affect all of that in my clients and they're going out and having that ripple effect outwards, there gets to be more peace and harmony in the world. Are you seeing what I'm putting down? And are you resonating with my soul's mission? Yeah, yay or nay? Yay on mission, or yay not, or no, not on mission, right? So what is your soul-led mission? Are you able to communicate it? Are you communicating it? Don't be afraid to communicate it, even if it's not so clear right now, because remember, it gets to change, okay? So that is that. We've got 2 more points that I want to cover today in how to stand out from the crowd and attract your soul clients. And we're really talking about soul branding here, okay? Now, the second to last point that I want to bring in is this. What is special about how you work or what you do? Okay, so now we're really looking at what strategists would say is your point of difference. Yeah. Apologies for my lighting just changing and going a bit wild on Instagram. So what is special about you, about how you work and what you do? What is your point of difference? Now, here's the thing. Your biggest point of difference is you. Remember how I said that your brand is more than your logos and colors, and it's really about the feeling that you elicit in the people who make contact with you. That feeling can really own, especially if, and I'm talking to those who are solo entrepreneurs, it's just you as the face of your thing. You are the biggest point of difference in your business. And then we also get to dive into what is special about how you work and what you do. Okay, so what is different to how you work compared to how other people work in the same industry or the same line of work? Yeah. What is special about what you do? What do you add to the mix apart from your own beautiful energy that is absolutely unique? Yeah. So I talk a lot about what is special about how I work as a business coach and mentor is that it's all about soul. I do not want to give you a dry, strategic way of doing business. I want to make sure that your soul is totally involved, that you're being soul-led, so that you end up with a deeply satisfying business that is full of strategy, that is fun, that is easy, and that is allowing you to thrive on all levels of your existence. Yeah. So I know how I work is very special because you're not just going to leave my container like growing your business. You're also going to leave my container feeling like you're a better human being. That I think is really special. Okay. So I lean very much on that point of difference. Apart from my own energy, which I bring to the table, which is absolutely the number one thing that makes you special, I also lean on the fact that I work with both magic, like mindset and energy, personal development, and business development at the same time. Okay. So what is special about how you work and what you do? Drop me some questions. Yeah. Hashtag special and write me some lists of how amazing you are. Yeah. Okay. The last point I want to hone in on today's Elevate Thursday about how to stand out from the crowd and attract your soul clients is this. And it really all hinges on this, yeah? Do you believe you are magnetic or attractive? Do you believe you are? Because it's all good doing this background work, yeah? Creating some kind of iconic brand, understanding what kind of energy you bring to the table, but do you actually believe that you can be? Because when we talk about alignment, I talk about it in terms of alignment of your strategy, your mindset, and your energy. And belief sits within the mindset, which affects your energy. And so, if you aren't on board with believing that you actually can be magnetic and attractive to your soul clients, if you don't believe that you can stand out from the crowd, that it's oversaturated, that there's too many people doing what you do, then all of the strategy that you do is going to fall on its face. I say that with the most care and love because that's happened to me, right? I've done all of the strategy stuff and I've not really deep down believed that I could be a standout person in a crowd, that I could attract really awesome clients. Like that used to be me. And so where it switched for me and where I know it can switch for you is first you have to really work on the foundation of believing that you can be magnetic, that you can stand out, and that you can be attractive to your soul clients. Right? Now, the homework gets to be this, because a lot of people at this stage, right, they can do all of the strategy. That is not a problem, right? Strategy is actually fairly easy. Like you just need to learn a process and do it, right? But in terms of the belief stuff, the reason why some people don't believe they're magnetic or attractive, or can stand out is that there's been some kind of like trauma or something that has hurt you from wanting to be attractive, wanting to stand out from the crowd. Okay. So this is for you. This is the real work that you get to do. And I'm inviting you to do some home play. So for those of you in my free group, the Soul-Led Business Revolution on Facebook, you can hashtag home play and drop it into the group and we can all comment and support you on this, okay? So which area do you think you could work on to be more attractive in your brand in terms of the strategy? Yeah. And then we've got a specific question on the belief and mindset part here. What comes up when you think about being magnetic, attractive, or standing out? Yeah, because that's going to uncover maybe some of the unconscious blocks that you have about being online, being you, being totally authentic, being really empowering, being attractive to people, like standing out. Yeah. So again, I said, if you are in my free group, the Soul-Led Business Revolution on Facebook, everyone is welcome. So if you're not part of that, follow the link in my bio to get access to that place. You can hop into the group, hashtag homeplay, drop us a comment and let us know how you go with exploring those questions. We'd love to support you. I also know that those of you who go away and do the home play, you're going to be working on your self-development, on some of the strategic things in your business, and this will absolutely help you progress in your business. Yeah, I know it will, because it has worked for me, right? This self-reflection, this ability to just think about something for a while, for this whole week, go and explore it, really helps to move and shift you into something that you prefer. Yeah, the successful, thriving entrepreneur that you wish to be. So that is us for Elevate Thursday, how to stand out from the crowd and attract your soul clients. Let me know if that was really useful for you. And if you'd like to dive in a little bit more with the soul branding aspect of this, I've got a freebie for you. You can grab your free soul brand workbook from the link in my comments, right? So for those of you on Instagram, follow the link in my bio and it will take you to freebies. Follow that link and then go and grab your free soul brand workbook. For those of you on Facebook, I will be dropping the link into the comments of this live, and you can go ahead and start going through those questions in your own time and starting to figure out what the feeling is that you are bringing to your people. Awesome. I cannot wait to hang out with you more. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I will see you for the last Elevate Thursday of the year. Next Thursday, same time, 11 o'clock New Zealand time. Bye for now. Mwah.